Do you have trouble getting your water droplets to stay on your subject or even to try and get a droplet onto your subject? Today, I'm going to dive deeply in how you can get them to step on. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. My name's Leol, and thank you for joining me here once again today. Thank you all once again for your kind comments, support, and donations you sent me. I really do appreciate it, and all the fantastic comments on all my videos. And welcome to all my new subscribers. Welcome to my YouTube family. Today, I'm going to be looking deep into water droplets and how I go about doing them and what I use to get the best out of water droplet photography. This can be very challenging, but I'm going to show you what I use to get the best from, and I have found some syringes, so you can all, order as many as you want now, because in the past it's been hard, but like I said, we're going to dive deeply into it. So the first thing we're going to look at is pictures like this. This is a salsify seed. There's two different ways that you can actually put your water drops onto a salsify seed to get pictures like this. There is the traditional way of just the big hard spray bottle that pumps out quite fast and rigorously, as you can see. Now, this isn't my ideal way for me to get the droplets onto my salsify seeds like this. It works brilliant, but it's too powerful. This does come in useful though when spraying something like a fern bush or something, where I want to put loads and loads of, bubbles onto it, onto the subject. But as you can see, as I'm spraying it, it's actually moving the subject. This is why I tend not to use a spray bottle as much as what I do. If I'm outside and I want to really plaster something quick, I will go for it. If I was doing a little dandelion seed, no. This absolutely wrecks the dandelion, full stop. So these little cheap spray bottles are good for some things, but not everything. They do work well as in a quick measure, and I would tend to use these more in the summer months when the water droplets tend to dry up very quick, so I don't want them to evaporate quick, so I can use this. Now, the big one in the room, and I always get asked it, and I'm going to go straight ahead and say it now. Do I use glycerin? Why don't I use glycerin? Right, I have got glycerin. This is vegetable glycerin. Now, vegetable glycerin is ideal for some things. If I was doing, how can I say, in the height of the summer, yeah, and I wanted to do a flower with water drops on, yes, I would add this. I would add a tiny bit of it. If I was doing bubble photography, I'd add that. If I'm doing dandelion or if I'm doing salsify seeds, no, I won't use that. This is also, you can mix this and try and put it through there, but I guarantee you it clogs up. And if you even try and put it through this one, you might as well throw it away, because it will damage it and wreck it completely straight away. So I tend only to use glycerin with syringes. I don't like to use them, within these, because it glue pulls up. Next thing is with glycerin is what I find, and what I tend to find with glycerin is when you use glycerin and you put it on a flower, it tends to leave like a white residue when it starts evaporating. And if it's something that you want to keep alive, it's we'll take a picture of the flower later, you've ruined it. It ain't gonna work. It's just horrible. So I tend only to use it very occasionally. If I do a single water droplet on a dandelion seed, then no, I don't use it. I've never used it. I don't know why people ask me all this. I keep saying it's black and blue. I don't use it in them sort of water drops. It might work for you. I'm not saying this is what I'm saying. This works for me. Right, let's get on to my second one, and that is this. This is a nano face mister spray. I know it's a big mouthful. This is absolutely the best spray I have used in absolutely years. It is unreal. The fine spray that comes out of it is absolutely divine, and I mean divine. And all to do is charge up. I'm going to leave a link for these at the minute. They are special on Amazon. I think you can get 2 for about £7.99 or £8, something like that. UK pounds, I don't know about dollars or whatever, but they're absolutely fantastic. When do I use these? I use these on my dandelions. For the reason is when I get it on my dandelion spray, as you can see, because it's a fine coming out and it's just like, you know what I mean, nothing, you know, it actually doesn't rock the dandelion seed, and that means I can build it up gently. And this is what I call, these pictures are what I call the chandelier pictures, should I say. And it looks like a million diamonds hanging down off the, you know, off the dandelion. You can use it with salsify seed, but it takes a lot longer to build up. But these, anything fine, like feathers, I used them on. Anything fine that you don't want to keep blowing away and drop off, you can actually literally put this on and just literally just paint and build the shot up to where you want it. This is absolutely a game changer. I even know people that have used these and put them on and used them as backgrounds in the pictures as well. So like smoke, even though it ain't smoke, they've actually used it to look like smoke, and it works a fantastic treat. I never even thought about that, but I'm going to give that one a go. So these are the nano face misters, and like I said, these are on Amazon as well, and I would seriously recommend getting them. Absolutely brilliant. I'm not, by the way, I'm not sponsored by or affiliated with Amazon. I give that up for Lent, because after how many years I've been with there, receiving like 10 quid ain't neither or there for me. I don't really care. So now all the links will just direct you to a site. So that is probably, you know what I mean, one of my better options of the three. Right, let's talk syringes. Syringes is the main thing I use, and I can't stress this enough. A lot of people keep asking me about syringes, and I'm saying, listen, there's 2 types of syringe. One we use, one we don't use. Yeah, and that is as simple as that. We don't use syringes, or I don't use syringes with the flat bottom. It's not sharp. Yeah, it's not sharp. And what happens is the designs really, well, just for just sort of transferring liquids, I should say. If I was to put a droplet on the bottom of there, yeah, I'll get that one up, and I'll try and push a tiny little droplet out, it don't want to come out, and when it does come out, it shoots everywhere. They ain't no good to me. And if you get a droplet on the very end, yeah, inside there, what happens is when they've cut them off, they've not just cut the metal off straight, they've actually cut the metal off and they've rolled it. So inside the syringe, it goes like that. So when the water comes up, it gets trapped and it won't let the water come across. These are no good for water droplet photography. The best thing for water droplet photography are normal syringes, and the finer the better. Now, I have managed to find some on Amazon, which I will put a link up. Yay! And I'm ever so grateful for trying to find it, because I'm really struggling, and like I said, I bought a pack, and for some reason I had another pack come through, so now I've got 2 packs. But the best about these ones is we can control the water a lot better, because the tip is so fine. It makes it all the difference. Let me just suck a bit of water up, see if it lets me. There we go. The smaller the syringe, the better your water droplet's going to be, because you can control it a lot better. You can really just build it up, and because it's sharp, it just drops off the end, and that's what you want. The sharpness makes the syringe roll off, meaning you can put the tiniest drop onto anything you want. This is ideal and fantastic for like feathers and things like that. Now, I tend to use these on salsify seeds as well, because what I tend to do is fill it up, and then what I do is get the salsify seed and just spray it in like that. And then what happens is I can build it up, and I can put as many as I want on, or as less as I want on, to get decent pictures, to really make it more well, instead of overspraying. Now, that is my techniques. Like I says, this is just my way. Your way might be different. I just thought I'd share today some tips with you, and we'll get to, like I says, and you know, we can all get better shots. These are fantastic. They all come safety up, and that's fantastic. But these, absolute waste of time. I use these for inks, to be honest. That's what I use these for. When I'm spraying inks into tanks and whatever, that works, you know, perfect. But these things here, the best ones. These are the ones I've had for years, and like I said, I managed to source some new ones. Now I'm going to give you a last little tip today, and that is when you are over spray, yeah, your subject. When you overspray your subject, I'll get water everywhere. When you overspray your water subject, the best thing what I do is I use cotton wool buds or a piece of kitchen, you know, toilet paper, toilet roll, you call it, or whatever. And what I do is get it into a little point, and what I do is just gently pick the water droplets out I don't want. That way then, it don't ruin it. If you're doing reflections and you've got it on a card, and you know, sometimes you'll spray it and or you'll put it down and you get a thing, and what I do is tend to just go around it and just literally pick out the spots that I don't want, and that way then your image is always cleaner. That's just simple things like that. So I hope this helps you out, and it's like I says, it's just mainly to say I found some syringes, I would use these. This might work for you, it might not, I don't know, but this is just what I tend to use, and it works absolutely fantastic for me because you've seen some of the pictures. I'm trying to help you all grow, because over the winter months, like I said, I'm going to be trying to do more water droplets and more creative things. So if you got the tools of the trade, you've got them, and they're man cheap anyway. Like I said, I will put a link in the description below for you. I promise you I will do it this time, and then they'll all be there waiting for you. I hope you've enjoyed this, and thank you very much for getting to the end of it. If you need any helps, tips or advice, please drop me a message. Please feel free to put a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel and you've just watched this, hit that subscribe button. I need to push my channel up because YouTube buries it. But, you know, other than that, I don't ask for much. But you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Until next time, look after yourself and stay safe and happy snapping.